All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're breaking down one of the biggest shifts happening in business right now, how artificial intelligence is completely changing the game for marketing. If you've ever felt like you're just trying to keep up with how fast everything is changing online, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to explore how AI is going from just a buzzword to a must have tool for actually connecting with customers and, yeah, getting a serious competitive edge. So, let's kick things off with a question that honestly probably keeps a lot of marketers up at night. In a world where we're all seeing thousands of ads every single day, how do you know if anyone is even listening? It's so easy to feel like you're just shouting into the void. And that right there, that's the core challenge we're all facing. And that feeling is exactly what's forcing this massive shift. We are moving away from that old school one size fits all approach, the one that relied on broad generalizations and, let's be real, a whole lot of guesswork. It just doesn't work anymore. Now we're moving into an era of AI powered marketing, which is a whole different ballgame. We're talking about hyper personalization, targeting with surgical precision, and making every single decision based on cold, hard data.
So you might be wondering, why the big rush? Why is this happening right now with so much urgency? Well, the answer is pretty simple, really. It's because consumers, you, me, all of us, we've changed. Our expectations for how brands should talk to us have completely transformed.
And, our source material just nails this point. This quote says it all. Just think about your own experience for a second. You don't want to be blasted with generic odds anymore. You expect a conversation. You expect an experience that feels like it was made just for you. Anything less just gets tuned out as noise. And this is exactly where AI steps onto the scene. But look, it's really important to see it for what it is. It's not some threat that's here to replace us. It's more like an indispensable co-pilot, an ally that's here to supercharge our own skills and our own creativity. And this isn't some niche, fringe idea. The momentum here is, well, it's undeniable. A recent Salesforce survey found that a whopping 84% of marketing professionals believe AI is the absolute key to gaining a real competitive advantage. So the industry isn't just curious anymore, it's all in. Okay, so we've covered the why. Now let's get into the how. Let's pop the hood and take a look at the actual engines that are making this whole revolution possible. What are these core technologies that marketers are using? First up on the list is machine learning. And you can totally think of this as the brains of the whole operation. This is the technology that digs through just mountains of data to find patterns and predict what we're going to do next, in a way that, frankly, no human brain ever could. It's the reason Amazon seems to know what you want to buy, or how Spotify builds a playlist that just gets you. And if you want to see the real-world financial power of this, just look at Amazon. A report by McKinsey found that a full 35% of Amazon's massive revenue comes directly from that recommendation engine. That's not just a nice little feature. That's a core driver of their entire business. Next up in the toolkit is natural language processing, or NLP. This is basically the magic that teaches computers to understand the messy, nuanced way we humans actually talk. With all our sarcasm, our emotions, and our slang. This is what powers those smart chatbots that give you instant answers, or tools that can scan thousands of reviews to see how people really feel about a product. So we have these amazing tools, but what does it all look like in the real world? Let's talk about the applications you've probably already used today, maybe without even realizing that AI was the one pulling the strings.
Okay, think about Netflix. When you log in and the perfect show is just sitting there waiting for you, that is not an accident. A mind-blowing 75% of what people choose to watch on Netflix is driven by its AI algorithm. They are constantly analyzing what you watch to keep you hooked, and, well, it's obviously working.
And once you start looking, you see this playbook everywhere. It's Spotify curating your Discover Weekly playlist, which keeps you coming back. It's Coca-Cola figuring out exactly which new markets are ready for a new product. And it's Starbucks using its app to send you a personalized offer that gets you to come in and buy another coffee. It's all designed to create that one-on-one connection.
So here's the crucial point in all of this. This technology is not just for the tech giants. The real question is, how can you start tapping into this power? How do you go from just being aware of AI to actually using it in your own strategy? But hold on. Before we jump into the how-to, we have to address the elephant in the room. It's the one big fear that always comes up in conversations about AI. Is it coming for the creative jobs? Is a robot going to be writing better ads than a human? The answer, according to our source material, is a resounding no. The goal of AI isn't to replace creativity, it's to unleash it. Think about it. When you automate all the boring, repetitive, data-crunching tasks, what happens? It frees you up. It gives marketers their time back to focus on the big ideas, the grand strategy, and building those real emotional connections that actually sell. And getting started really doesn't have to be intimidating. It's a simple 3-step process. First, just get curious and educate yourself. There are tons of resources out there. Second, start experimenting. Play around with some of the accessible AI tools. And third, and this is key, start small. Pick one manageable project, learn from it, and then scale up what works. Because here's the bottom line. This shift to AI in marketing isn't something that's coming in the future. It is happening right now. The tools are here, the benefits are clear, and you can bet your competitors are already adapting. So that really only leaves one question for you to think about. Are you ready to lead?